Yo, what's happening, people? Okay, we are live right now, live from the village right now. It is. Oh, I'm actually started early. I didn't even realize that. I'm supposed to start at 8 p.m. GMT. It is actually 8 minutes to 8 p.m. GMT. I think this is the first time, certainly the first time in a long time, that I've started early. Well, it had to happen eventually. Oh well. Oh well, we are here now. We are here now. Appreciate you guys coming through. Let me switch over to this screen and chat to y'all for a little bit. In fact, you know, let me hit this button. They can get the music right too. Appreciate the like. We've got 1 like so far. Big up for the like. Yo, what is happening, people? Okay, so it is the 14th of January, 2025. We are just about halfway through the first month of 2025. How is it going for you? How is your first 2 weeks of 2025 been for you? Hopefully it's been good, and if it hasn't been good, hopefully it's been manageable. Because because sometimes that's all we could ask for it to be manageable. I think mine's been okay so far. I mean, I guess nothing too eventful, but you know, so far so good. Like, I can't be too mad about the events. I mean, mostly I guess just been working, but also been, I mean, like cab work and that kind of thing, but also been managing to find time to, you know, make videos. I've been doing the daily posts, which is a challenge I set myself towards the end of last year, to post 1 video per day for a year. I have so far made every single day, and I have at least another 5 days worth of videos already made. So far so good with that. I would say though that at the moment I'm kind of feeling like, why the hell did I do this? Like, every day for a year, bruh. It's been 2 weeks and I'm already struggling. Well, I'm gonna say I'm struggling. I'm not struggling. I mean, I do have some ideas that I've written down in terms of ideas for videos that I've written down. So I've got some stuff to do and some stuff to make. Some of the videos I think are going to take more prep than others. Like, some I can just pretty much turn the camera on and shoot and, you know, do that. Others might take a little bit more prep. Like, I might need to find a few things out and check a few details here and there. But I've got a bunch of video ideas written down. So hopefully I can get all of those out as the days and weeks go by, and then we'll see if we can actually make it to a year. Like, that is a monumental task. 1 video per day for a year. What was I thinking? But hey, we're here now. We're here now. I was thinking to myself, like, maybe I can do like edits from the live streams and like put, like, you know, short edits from the live streams out. But I don't know, would that be cheating? Because it wouldn't be bad to do it, right? I also kind of feel like maybe it's cheating a little bit. Maybe that'd be cheating a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I might resort to that. If you see live stream clips popping up on the daily uploads, then yeah, you know, I've well and truly run out of ideas at that point. But now I'm gonna try and keep it to just actual video posts that I'm making specifically to be posted on the daily. I won't limit myself to like types of videos. It'll just be whatever kind of videos I'm thinking. They've mostly just been talking videos, like me talking to a camera. I think they've all been that, actually, really. But I do have some ideas of stuff I can do, like maybe if I'm making something or fixing something, you know, I could record that and put that out. But for now, yeah, it's just trying to get at least 1 video a day for the year, which means most of the videos are going to be pretty basic, low effort, 1 man, 1 camera type thing. But yeah, that's where we are. I guess in terms of events though, I did mention this last week, I believe. But yeah, I accidentally burned myself, and I think you can see it a bit clearer now actually than last week, because last week I had like some of the scar, like some of the skin over it. Now that's kind of fallen off. Well, I say fallen off. I kind of end up picking it off. But it is healing. It is healing. It's still a bit sore. You know, it's still definitely sore. I do have to be careful when eating. I don't open too wide and that kind of thing. But it is healing. It's just, I guess it's going to take a little while. But yeah, a little accident there where, damn, burnt myself. Oof. Gotta be careful out there. Gotta be careful. Speaking of being careful, the video that went up today was a video of a car crash. Gotta be careful on the road out there, man. Gotta be careful on the road. Like, I mean, I drive for a living, so I see a lot of different things on the road, and there's definitely a lot of reckless drivers out there. Now, I'm not claiming to be any kind of perfect driver or anything like that, but I do see a lot of recklessness, and it ain't good. And that was the aftermath of somebody's recklessness. I don't know if it was the driver of that car that caused it, or if something else happened that caused that car to come off the road and get crashed up like that. I don't know. I wasn't there. I just saw the aftermath of it. So, but whatever happened, somebody was doing something they shouldn't have done. I think we could be pretty sure of that much, at least. That somebody was doing something they could have done, that they shouldn't have done, and it resulted in that crash, because that was a horrible crash. As the front of the car mash up, the back of the car mash up, you know, airbags deployed, all of that. It was mash up. So yeah, you got to be careful out there, man. You got to watch out for other drivers as well, because you might be a good driver, don't mean that other people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So you got to watch out. You know, some people just do madness, and if you're not seeing it, if you're not looking out for it, you might end up hitting them out of their stupidity. So yeah, you really got to just have your eyes all around you when you're driving. Just like keep your eye, I mean, you know, keep your eye on where you're going, of course, but yeah, pay attention to things going around you, because you never know when somebody's going to come do some madness that's going to force you into an awkward position, and you just kind of got to be ready for it. You know, it's the unfortunate truth of driving, you know, especially any kind of built up major city where you've got so many people, and there's often a lot of traffic, and everybody's trying to, you know, get to where they're going, and people trying to beat the lights, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's just, it's mad. It's mad. And you know, 9 times out of 10, it'd be fine. Like you do something stupid and, you know, you get away with it or whatever. But it's just that one time, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes. That one time for something to go wrong. And that's it. You just come off the road, you're crashed up, smashed up. Ish. Gotta be careful out there, man. Gotta be careful out there. So I'm still learning French, and I'm still learning Spanish. I was speaking a little bit of Spanish. Okay. That. Oh, I don't think you saw that. Okay, that's fine. Well, it's not on the camera. It's not on screen. Good. Something popped up in my recommends. I was like, that's a bit of an awkward recommendation, but you can't see it, so yeah, it's all good. It's all good. A little bit off camera there. But yeah, no, still learning French, still learning Spanish, and I had a couple of Spanish tests, so to speak, doing a cab work. I weren't really that though. I mean, I'm kind of bigging it up a little bit, but even still, yeah, there's a few times I got to speak Spanish with a few people, and it's kind of good to know that I'm able to communicate in a foreign language. In Spanish, I feel like I understand. I feel like Spanish is easier for me to understand. I don't want to say it's easy, but I think it's easier for me to understand than French has been, right? French has been pretty hard for me to understand. I ain't gonna lie, it's been pretty hard for me. Spanish, I think, has been a little bit easier for me to understand. That being said, I probably know more French than I know Spanish at this point, because I've been doing it quite a bit longer. So it's good to know that I can speak in a language that I really don't know that well, and able to say stuff and people can understand me. You know, it was like estamos aquí, you know, that came up. Tu hablas español. Yo aprendo español. Yes, but yeah, yo aprendo español. But yeah, yeah. It's just it's good to know that you could do that. Like that I was able to do that. It's a cool feeling when you've been learning something and you finally get to use it, even in a small way. You know, it's a cool feeling, especially when it's like, because when you're learning, you only really know what you learned in school. Well, not in school, so well, I guess in school too, but in your lessons. And it's kind of like, okay, cool, you're telling me this is wrong, or you're telling me this is right, and you just, all you have to go by is what you're learning in your lessons, whether that's in school, whether that's, or like me in Duolingo, or whether that's through PIM, or whatever service you're using. All you have is all you have is what that lesson tells you. Is like this, they're telling you this is right, this is wrong, and blah blah blah. But until you actually speak to somebody who speaks that language just like natively or fluently or whatever, you don't really know, you know what I mean? Like you don't fully know. You just kind of know, but you know what I mean? You know, but you don't really know. But when you speak to somebody and you say something and it's like they've understood you, like they've clearly understood you, and they respond and you're like, I know those words. I understand those words. You know, so it's not just like bunch of stuff in a textbook or in an app anymore. It's like, yo, I'm actually understanding this. Like this is mad. This is mad. You know, so yeah, man. I feel like I'm doing okay with the lessons. I mean, I would say that as far as becoming fluent goes, I wouldn't say that's I'm giving up on that as a goal, but I do feel like it's kind of an unrealistic goal to some degree, because I think to truly become fluent in a language, you need to be surrounded by it on a regular basis, you know, to be speaking it and to have it spoken to you, you know, pretty much throughout the day. And that's just not what my life is like right now. And I don't have any plans on doing that, you know, anytime soon. So I think the truth is that as much as I learn these languages and even try to practice speaking them as much as I can as well, in terms of becoming fluent, I feel like that's not impossible, but I feel like that is probably a long way off. So for me, it's more like, it's less about trying to be fluent in it, but more just trying to just to get as good as I can, really, just to get as good as I can. And maybe as good as I can is fluent, but I wouldn't say that's the specific goal for me anymore. It's just more, I just try to do this as best as I can, practice it as best as I can, practice listening to it and understanding it as best as I can, and then going from there. And especially with French, because French, like I said, is been harder for me. And that's a lot to do with the fact that French has a lot of homophones, where so many words just sound the same. And in speech, like in regular speech, the difference could be very subtle. And listening out for all the kind of key pointers to fully understand it, I can do it, I suppose, in fairness. Like there's times where I've been able to do it, but I've certainly got a long way to go in terms of just getting it and being used to hearing, you know, French speak and all the different words and that kind of thing, and the slight different order of things for grammar and stuff like that. But you know, one step at a time, one step at a time. Yeah, that's pretty much been my year so far. You know, so far so good. Oh, actually, I did get a compost bin, like it's called a tumbler compost bin, a standing compost bin. I wonder, I should be able to find some kind of image of it so you know what I mean. Tumblr composter. Yeah, so they look like this. Not this one specifically. In fact, it might be this one actually. It kind of looks like this. But yeah, they pretty much look like this. And you basically set it up, which I did. And you just put like your greens in there, like whether that's your leaves, whether that's food scraps, or whatever you know, things like that you put in there, and it turns into compost. The thing is, I had something. Well, we had like a giant flower pot that was being used as a sort of makeshift composter for a while, and it worked in terms of like it did compost the scraps and the waste. The only problem is that because it's not really designed for it, it becomes difficult to get out of the bin, of the pot. So since we've got the composter now, so what I did is I just transferred everything that was in the everything that was in like this giant flower pot that was used as a makeshift composter into the compost bin. So a lot of it is actually already composted anyway, but for now I'm like, okay, let's put it in here, leave it for a little bit, let it compost some more, because there's some more kind of fresh food scraps in there, some more leaves in there and things like that. So let it spin about. I might need to look into getting some worms. I mean, I know you can just like, worms and insects should be able to find their way into it, but if I can add worms to it, that can maybe speed up the composting process a little bit. Like if I can get some worms, I might have to look into a garden center or something like that and see if they have like some worms I can just buy, and then just put them in a composter and let them do their thing, you know. Like, in fact, you know what if instead of buying worms, let me see how to get free worms, because you could find worms in your garden, and granted, because the thing is, if I can just like attract worms to me, I won't have to buy them. I can just like do something to attract the worms and then put those worms in a composter. So there's a couple videos here I see. One says how to find worms faster. It's for fishing, I guess, which is fine. I mean, I can use them for fishing, even though I've never been fishing. But still. There's another one. Okay, so a simple hack for free earthworms. Okay, so there's a few. How to start a worm farm. I don't want to start a worm farm. I just want to get some worms I can put in a composter. All right, so let's start with this video. See what this guy says.
I just discovered the easiest way to get earthworms for your garden. All you have to do is leave a bag of soil out in the rain, and when you flip it over, this is what you get. An entire community of earthworms ready to be put in your garden. I just discovered the easiest way to get earthworms for your garden.
Interesting.
All you have to do is leave a bag of soil out in the rain, and when you flip it over, this is what you get. An entire community of earthworms ready to be put in your garden. I just discovered the easiest way.
I'm wondering if it has to be a bag of soil, because I've noticed sometimes when, you know, I've lifted up things that have been on the ground, there's sometimes worms under that. So I wonder if it has to be soil. Maybe I can just look under, because I do have some things on the ground. I know sometimes when I lifted those up, I'm thinking now, I've lifted those up. I really like this video, actually. I've lifted those up, and it's been like, there's been worms on this. I might just do that, actually. I might just look underneath some of those planks that I have, and see if I could just get some worms from there and put those in the composter. That might be a good idea. Okay. That's what this guy says, though.
If you're having a hard time finding worms for fishing, let me give you a helpful tip on how to get the worms to come to you. We're basically going to be making a worm grunter. What it does is it vibrates the ground and makes the worms come to the surface. We're not sure why that is, but there's several theories out there. Either way, we're going to take full advantage of it. You're basically going to be taking a stick and making a bunch of notches in it and sharpening the end so you can drive it in the ground. You're going to want to be able to drive it into the ground so that you vibrate the ground more efficiently. So there you go. All right, so I'm going to clean up the top right here, drive my stick in, because I want to vibrate the ground, not the surface.
Okay, this is interesting.
There's one, there's two. Got another one here. Remember, this thing doesn't produce worms, it only helps you find the ones that are there. So if you aren't getting the right worms, you're probably in the wrong spot. So if you're having a hard time getting at them, make one of these worm grunters and you'll be all right. Thanks for watching. If you're having a hard time finding worms,
I think I might
fishing,
try that as well, actually. That looks really cool, doesn't it? That looks really cool. So you basically get a stick and you put some notches in it, like you said, put it into the ground and just rub along the stick to vibrate the surface. And apparently that brings the worms to the ground. So I think I want to try that. So I'm going to look underneath some of the things I've got in the garden and then see if there's any worms there. And I want to try this as well. I think I should be able to get some sticks. I should be able to find some sticks. Ah, that is so cool. Hopefully I get time to do that tomorrow. I've got to take my car to get serviced, so I could draw out my day a little bit. But that's really cool. I think I want to try that, actually. I think I want to try that. Yeah, I think I've seen this one about infinite worms. I don't know if I want to try this one, though, because this one, I might end up with too many worms, I think, if I did this one. Well, I think I've seen this one before.
Which gives us infinite amounts of worms, compost, and liquid fertilizer. Also, fun fact, many people in their basement end up making worms through these worm towers and can make up to $100,000 a year just by selling the worms. It's been 90 days since we set it up, which means the population of the worms should have doubled. By just giving it a quick glance, we can definitely see that there are many more worms in there than the original amount. To make one, you'll need 3 5-gallon buckets. Make sure they're food grade. One of the buckets needs to have a solid bottom, and the other 2 need to have holes cut out. You'll stack all 3 buckets together, ensuring the top 2 are the ones with the holes cut out in the bottom. You'll seal the middle bucket's holes with newspaper. Then you'll add in the organic matter that will be turned into compost. Over the next 3 to 6 months, the worms will break down the organic matter into compost, and their population size will double every 90 days. When all the organic matter has been broken down, the worms will travel through the holes through the bucket above them because we just put in new organic matter. We then can extract the compost from the middle bucket, and then put it on top and put new compost on top of that, repeating the process. This is a worm tower, which gives us infinite amounts of worms, compost.
So if you're looking to start a worm business, that could be something to look into. I don't think I want to start a worm business though, but he did say you can make $100,000 a year. I wonder, let me see here. I'm kind of wondering, how much can you make? How much can you make in the UK selling worms? That might be my new hustle, actually. Worm breeders can expect to earn up to £800 per 300 square meter bed per month from selling worms. Vermicompost is sold at around 80p per litre. Vermicomposters composting green wastes are paid around £25 per tonne gate fee by the local authority for diverting waste from landfill. Okay, I don't know what that means, but apparently it was at £800 per 300 square meters per £800 per 300 square meter bed. Is that a lot though? Like, I don't know what that means. I guess you have to look into like this properly. If you're gonna do it, you have to do it properly. I don't think you can do this as like just a side thing. You might need to do it as your main thing if you're gonna do it, because that it might be a lot of work and maybe like a lot of regulations involved as well. By the basic sounds of it. But oh well, who knows? Maybe I'll start selling worms. Yo, what up, Brax? Brax Bivy in a place to bivy. How's Yevy? How's I guess Texas isn't not Texas, sorry, Louisiana isn't affected by the LA fires, right? Or is it? Because I don't think Louisiana is not that close to LA, is it? Louisiana to LA. Oh yeah, you're practically on the other side of the country, so yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're nowhere near those fires. Okay, but still, man, that's madness. I haven't seen all the news on it, but just seen some of the stuff that people have been posting, and it's mad. Yeah, no, I just did. Yeah, you're literally a whole country apart. So those fires aren't anywhere near you. But yeah, it's mad what I've been seeing about those fires though. Like, see, LA fires. That's some of the images that have been coming out. And apparently there's, I don't know if it's rumors or if it's been proven yet, I don't know. But apparently there's at least some kind of speculation that it's not a natural fire, that somebody started it. But yeah, it's been mad. Some of these images coming out, it's crazy. Their homes have been destroyed, man. Like even like big homes. A lot of people just been displaced. It's crazy. Some of the news coming out. There were a couple of people out there, and I went to a funeral past. Sorry, man. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Yeah. To the countless unnamed. Was it a close family relative of the funeral? If you're okay saying it, if you'd rather not say that, I understand. Even firemen from Mexico went to California. That's good. That's yeah. Yeah, you need as much help as you can get when it comes to things like this, you know. You need as much help as you can get. If people could put in resources from places. But it's been raging for quite a while now. It's been a few. How long's it been going for? It's been some days now, isn't it? Right? At least 24 people have died. Rest in peace. More than 12,000 homes, businesses, schools, and other structures have been destroyed. Yo, that is crazy. That's as of about 9 hours ago. 12,000 homes. Oof. Okay, here we go. It says Jose Gerardo Escobar was arrested on suspicion of arson at Pioneer Park in Azusa at around 11:30 p.m. on Friday. To be fair, that's a Daily Mail though, so you kind of have to take it with a pinch of salt when it comes to the Daily Mail. So unless somebody else is reporting on it, I wouldn't pay too much attention to the Daily Mail. So maybe get it from maybe look for a different news source before but ish. Yeah, it's difficult trying to search stuff on all right. Hold on a sec, can we do this properly? January 7th. Okay, so it's been about a week. Okay, so it's not proven that it's arson yet, but it's been the fire's been burning for a week. Oof. Mad times we living in, bruh. Okay, he was someone I knew of. He was a Cajun guy, and he was a veteran. He and his wife would send me and my nephew snacks. Nah. Okay, I see. Like one of the uncles, yeah, one of the uncles. Nah, that's cool still though. When people do that sort of thing, when they just like, you know, like when you're especially when you're a kid, you remember that's the kind of stuff. People just send you sweets and snacks, and it's like, whether it's somebody like down the road or your next door neighbors or something like that, and it's like, yeah, I remember them. Yeah, that's cool, man. Rest in peace. But yeah, I was just thinking about I need some more worms, because like I've got a compost bin now, and to speed it up a little bit, I want to put some worms in there. The thing is, worms should find their way in there anyway, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to, you know, introduce some worms in there as well to kind of try and speed up a little bit. So I was just looking at some of these videos about how to attract worms, and there's some really interesting ways, like this one about the stick. There's another one about the stick actually. See this.
As soon as he rubbed the wooden sticks together, something unexpected happens. Only few people knows that the thumper from the movie Dune is not entirely fictional. This technique, called worm grunting, involves sticking a pole into the ground and rubbing it with another tool to create vibrations. The worms underground mistake the vibrations for the sound of rain and rush to the surface. Interestingly, this technique was not discovered by humans, but it was actually learned by observing animals like turtles and seagulls using similar methods. As soon as he rubbed the wooden sticks together.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because they do that in Dune, don't they? Oh. Okay, so Dune, when they summon a big sandworm. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they've been doing that for the past couple of years. Wait, they've been sending you snacks for the past couple of years. Okay. Well, that's cool still. I mean, yeah. No, you know, it doesn't matter what I thought you meant. It doesn't matter. All right, cool. But hey, man, like, more
This is
learn
how I
about.
made a worm farm. I started with 2 buckets and I drilled holes in
Don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm saying, like, the more I learn about like gardening and stuff like that, the cooler it becomes to me. Guys with bad knees should squat like this. It's kind of both interesting and weird types of videos that I get recommended, because some of them I totally understand why YouTube recommends them to me. Others I'm kind of like, why are you recommending this to me? Like, I mean, the squatting one I think makes sense, just because I do watch some health videos on YouTube, so it makes sense. I'm going to get a video about squatting. But yeah, just some other stuff I'm looking at, like, bruh. Le sommeil. Combien de temps les Français dorment-ils? 5 minutes de français. How many times the French sleep? Is that right? How many times the French sleep? How do they? I think that's what it is. How many times do they French? So maybe it's how long do they sleep? How long do the French sleep? Let me see if I can get that translated. Combien de temps les Français dorment-ils? How long do the French sleep? There you go. How long do the French sleep? Bad man ting. Bad man ting. Though combien is really more like how much. How much? Okay, it's like how much time the French sleep is really what I guess is the literal translation, like how much time the French sleep. But I guess it's not we would say it. We wouldn't say how much time. We'd say how long. But combien de temps is more like how much time. But that's the thing about languages. It's not just the translation of it all. It's how the culture around it works as well. So while we would say how long do the French sleep, the French would say how much time do the French sleep. Like how much time the French sleep. Yeah, combien de temps les Français dorment-ils? Dorment-ils? 5 minutes de français. 5 minutes of French. Le sommeil. Le sommeil. By the way, speaking of French, I think you were saying one time that you wanted to learn another language. Was that right? Was that right? And if so, which language? And have you started, or do you plan on starting anytime soon? It's 2025, y'all. It's 2025. We got to get them goals on the road. Gotta get them goals on the road, Joe. prends pour moi? Je prends à parler français. Mais je peux seulement parler très lentement. Je ne pompe pas. Je ne pompe pas. Je veux en profement. Je peux en prof. En prof. Améliorer. Améliore. Je veux améliorer. Non, je veux améliorer. Je veux améliorer. Alors, je toujours utilise Duolingo tous les jours. Badminton. Badminton. This is video from a few days ago when southern states get a little snow. You can let me know how accurate this is.
We are coming on the air on our first Sunday of 2025 with our first major snowstorm of the year.
Metro Atlanta for snow and ice. Check out how cold it has been here in Metro Atlanta. See the numbers fall into the 30s.
Yo, it might hit the 20s tonight. Ooh, that's cold. Yeah, and we can all probably see your hot breath. Oh, wow. Just make sure you drip your faucet so your pipes don't bust. Oh, yeah, true. Guys. It's snowing. No! My mom is driving. My mom is driving! Mom! Honey. Pull over, it's snowing.
No, I'm about to be in my car for 3 days.
I'm gonna freeze. I only own clothing. Who has real clothes? I only own Crocs. There goes my feet. Guys, chill out. I can see it from here. The snow isn't even sticking to the ground. Wait, y'all, look.
Hey, y'all. I'm out here in Georgia where everyone is freaking the out because it's snowing.
Why are we watching the news on the iPad on the floor?
Yo, what up, Sam?
I don't know why they just stopped driving.
Sam B in a place to be.
It's also been reported that people are losing
How
their
is
feet
ye?
because no one has real shoes. Everyone just wears Crocs here. And that's what's going on in Georgia.
You got something?
How you been?
Some snow.
Oh, boy. We all gonna die. No, we're not.
How's 2025 been treating you? Okay, I lost the rhyme. I lost the rhyme. My bad.
No one.
Good to see you, Sam. Bro, actually, you can let me know how accurate that is. That was my senpai. She does comedy skets. She does comedy skets. Is that he or she? Well, she does comedy skets. Comedy sketches. I like her stuff. She's pretty funny. But I've never lived in a southern state, so I don't know how relatable that is. Nah, you ain't gotta apologize. It's all good. It's all good. Gotta do what you gotta do to take care of you, you know? Gotta do what you gotta do to take care of you. But glad you're glad you're getting to a better place. That's a good thing. Yo, what up, Earthshake Neymar? How you doing? How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream. But yeah, you know what? I've been so like I set myself a challenge to put out one video a day for a year, for the whole of 2025, to put out one video every day for a year. And I've so far done that challenge. I haven't missed a day yet. Granted, it's still early. It's still early. And I've got some videos recorded that are scheduled to come out over the next, I think, about 4 or 5 days, 5 days or so. But what I found, which is interesting to me anyway, is I don't want to say I'm an expert at this, because I'm not. But I feel like I know a decent amount about finance, right? And oh yeah, we getting free worms. We getting free worms. We getting free worms. I looked up a few videos about how to get free worms. Oh yeah, you can see at the top of the thing. Yeah, we getting free worms. I'm gonna try some of that. Hopefully, get to try some of that tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, like, because here's the thing about finance. Like I said, I ain't no expert on it, and I guess technically I have some experience because I used to work for work in an insurance company. Let me not say for. I worked at an insurance company, so I guess I learned a few things from doing that. But I guess, but also a lot of it, I think, came from just being young and making mistakes, and then kind of realizing I've made mistakes and then trying to do better. So yeah, I've got a few videos about finance coming out, and hopefully they can help somebody. But we'll see. Maybe it's stuff you already know. I don't know. I sell free worms just for $3.99 to price, 2 for the price of free. 2 for the price of free. Wait a minute. And you get one. Really? So 2. I buy 2, but I pay for 3, and then I get what? So I'm buying 3 and paying for 3 is what you're saying, really? Okay. That's a hustle though, if you can pull it off. I'm completely disconnected for everyone, but getting back to some kind of normal. I think sometimes you need to do that though, like be away from your normal surroundings for a little bit, and that could be difficult, especially when we all you got responsibilities. We all got responsibilities, but sometimes your responsibilities you can't ignore, right? When your responsibilities are of other humans, right? But so it can definitely be difficult to step away from your normal surroundings for a bit. But yeah, if you can, or at least for as much as you can, sometimes you need to. Sometimes you need to take that break just to kind of be in your own headspace and just feel what you need to feel. You know what I mean? Like there's this lady, what's her name? She's a I want to say business coach. It might be the right term, but I can't remember. Marie Folio, or Marie Folio rather. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But she said this once, which is always kind of stuck with me, where she said, when things upset you, you feel it for 5 and then say bye-bye. And not that you literally, feel it for 5 minutes and then let it go. I mean, the 5 minutes is figurative. Like, it could be a little bit longer than this. You know what I mean? It's not you're timing yourself, but the point is you allow yourself to feel what you need to feel for that period of time, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours or 5 days, you know, however you feel it for that period of time. But then once you felt it and once you've gone through those feelings, it's like, you know what, I can work my way back to normality or back to the real world now. And, you know, but I feel like that kind of thing is important. You know, I really do think that kind of thing is important, especially when we go through things that are trying, you know, things that test us, and you might need that time to just be like, okay, let me just take a step back and just feel this and allow myself to feel it, and then we can go from there, you know. But hey, Vintage Neymar Jr. Tomorrow is B-Day. B-Day, is that birthday or Beyonce Day? I mean, I guess either way it's a cool thing, but is that your birthday or Neymar's birthday? 23 years. Your birthday, 23 tomorrow. Wow. 23. Oof. Who remembers 23? I remember 23. I remember 23. That's a good age. That is a good age to be. Listen, if it's okay with you, Neymar. Okay, you're 23, he's 32. Opposite numbers. Would you be okay with me giving you some general life advice from a former 23-year-old to a upcoming 23-year-old? I was still doing the mum shit, but I wasn't there, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Just kind of going through the motions. You know, I mean, you can't let the kids starve, right? So you gotta put food on the table at the end of the day, right? But yeah, I think I know what you mean. Just kind of going through the motions, doing what you need to do, and then, but yeah, not necessarily. It's like you're there, like you're physically there, but you're not there at the same time. You know. I think I know what you mean. All right, so here's my very general advice to you, Neymar, and maybe this applies to you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you'd find it useful, maybe you won't. But this is my very general advice from a former 23-year-old to an upcoming 23-year-old. Work hard, stack your money. Yeah. Work hard, stack your money. And what I mean by that is, you know, whatever job you do, whether you work part-time, full-time, whether you work a job you love, a job you hate, whether you're getting paid big bucks, whether you're getting paid the minimum wage, work hard, stack your money. Always go with what your best option is. In terms of your jobs, in terms of anything, whatever your best option is, do that, and do it until it's no longer your best option. You know, every day ask yourself, is this my best option? If it is, do it to the best of your ability. Work hard, stack your money. The day when it's no longer your best option, you go do what your new best option is. Either way, work hard, stack your money. Save, save, save. I ain't saying don't have fun. Have your fun. That's important. It's important to have your fun. Put a little money aside for fun. Put a little money aside to help your parents out, things like that, to pay bills, things like that. You know, don't be dumb out here. Like, you know, pay your bills. But save your money. Save your money. Work hard. Stack your money. Do that 10 years from now, 15 years from now. you'd have a big pile of cash sitting in the bank, especially if you put it into a savings account. All the interest you would have earned on that, that's a deposit on a house, that's a money to start a business, it's money to do whatever you want to do with, but work hard, stack your money. And that's my general advice from a former 23-year-old to an upcoming 23-year-old. Work hard, stack your money, have fun, take care of the people around you, take care of yourself and the people around you, but work hard, stack your money. And that's it. Yeah, and I feel like yeah, no, I definitely feel like I've been in that mind. Well, let me not say that same mindset as you, because there's always going to be differences. But in terms of like being in a place, being in a mindset where it's like you're just kind of moving, being present, but not necessarily fully there. Not so much that you're not paying attention, because I think that's how it kind of sounds. But you are paying attention. Of course, you're not being neglectful or anything, or you're not being absent-minded or anything like that. You're paying attention to the things you're doing, you know, but you're not necessarily like fully present. So yeah. Now, can I give you advice? Work easy because you have money. Well, appreciate that. You know, I actually think that's there's some truth to that. I think as you get older, certainly when you get into your 40s and you get to like middle-aged, honestly, I do believe you should be working less. Like, I'm not even joking right now. Like, when you're young, it's good to like just work hard and do all that whole thing when you're young. But I think as you get a bit older, like 35 and upwards, do as little work as possible, because I mean, of course it depends on your situation, right? Everybody, because at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do. Like, we all got to do what we all got to do. But as much as you can, the older you get, the less you should be working. So yeah, I don't even disagree with that. Like, I literally do not disagree with that. The older you get, especially past 35, try to find ways to work less and less and less. You know, do what you got to do, of course. You know, make sure, you know, your bills are paid, and, you know, you're taking care of the things you need to take care of and all that kind of stuff, and all of that. But yeah, try to work as little as possible. Try to work as little as possible as you age, and try to if you're really lucky, maybe you get to spend some time doing things that you're passionate about, and you know, enjoying life, and you know, that whole thing. But well, if you're lucky. If you're not, then it's like, oh well, it is what it is. But the less you can work past 35, the better. If you want to buy something without looking at the price tag, you need to work without looking at the clock. You know what? There's some truth to that. I would say, however, though, it's a terrible idea to buy anything without looking at a price tag. It's actually a terrible idea. I mean, I get it, because people say things, oh, if you have to ask, you can't afford. I get that whole kind of thinking behind it, but in practice, it's actually a terrible idea. You should know what things cost. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be all like super into it and that kind of thing. Like, you don't have to be all like super like, you know, like whatever, but you should know what things cost. Like, you should know what you're spending your money on and how much it's costing you, and whether you could actually afford it or not. So yeah, you should check the price tag. No matter how hard you're working, check the price tag before somebody rips you off and you're like, oh, I don't even know. I've not watched Squid Game season 2 yet. Hopefully I'll be able to start that tomorrow. Should have some time to watch 1 or 2 episodes tomorrow. But no, not started it yet. I need to get a recap on Squid Game season 1, because I feel like I remember basically what happened. I remember, you know, at the start, and I think I remember like the general kind of premise of it and how it ended. But I'm sure I'm missing a few kind of details here and there. So there should be a recap. I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of recaps for Squid Game, right? Squid Game season 1 recap. There's gonna be plenty of recaps. If I watch like 1 or 2 recaps before I start it, then yeah, there's one here. That should be all right. Man of recaps. So I like Man of recaps. Yeah, I might watch that one. Squid Game recap, season 1 recap. But yeah, you started it. Okay, with no. Okay. So I got 2 questions. First question is, how many episodes have you watched so far? And without saying any spoilers, is it worthy of the time you've put into it, or potentially about to put into it? Considering it's what, 10 episodes, 8, 9, 10 episodes. Early lands the price tag of my favorite coffee or juice or tea. Well, once you know what that costs, then you're pretty okay. I mean, once you know what the coffee costs, you're pretty okay. You could just like buy it. The only thing is that when a coffee prices go up and you don't realize, damn, my Greggs put their coffee up. My local Greggs put their coffee price up. It used to be £2 for a latte, for a regular latte. Now it's like £2.15. I noticed that today. I was like, man, it's £2.15 now. It's like, bloody hell. I mean, it's not extortionate, I know, but still, it just sucks. It just sucks. Because between Greggs and McDonald's, I kind of feel like their coffee is pretty on par with each other. Like, I mean, I would say if I had to pick a favorite, I'd probably go with Greggs lattes over McDonald's lattes. I mean, maybe one of these days I'd do like a side-by-side test of it or something. But to my mind right now, I feel like I probably prefer Greggs over McDonald's. But now that Greggs is £2.15 and McDonald's is like $1.99 for the same size, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, is 15p more, but is it? Does it taste 15p better? You know what I mean? Like, or 16p more rather. It's 16p more, but does it taste 16p better? That's what I need to figure out. Does it actually taste 16p better? Because I feel like to my mind, it probably does taste better. I don't know. I might have to do a side-by-side to be sure. I might have to do a side-by-side, like sip one and sip the other or something like that and be like, okay, what do I actually prefer? But it's 16p more now since they put the prices up. But does it actually taste 16p better? That's what I need to figure out. Watch 4 episodes. And I'm enjoying it. Nice. It was a little slow getting started, but it's good. Okay, cool. I don't mind a little bit of a slow start. As long as it's not too slow, especially like when the seasons are now only like 8 episodes. Sometimes some of these series are taking ages to get going. It's like, bloody hell, you only got 8 episodes. Like, why are you taking this long? But yeah, I don't mind a little bit of a slow start. Kind of build into it. Cool. Some prices of eggs over here are $8 or $10 now in some states. Eggs. How many eggs are you getting for $10 though? How many? Because if you're buying like, I don't know, what, 40 eggs, I guess, 30, 40 eggs, and $10 is probably about reasonable. I'm thinking for like maybe about 40 eggs, because I'm thinking over here like a box of 12 eggs is like £2 something, like £2.50 I think, or something like that. So like, what's that in dollars? That's maybe about $3-4. So yeah, about 24 eggs, 30 eggs, $10. If you're talking about 24 to 30 eggs, you know, that kind of range of eggs, then I think $10 is probably reasonable. But if you're saying you're buying like 6 eggs for $10, then yeah, that's a piss take. That's actually taking a piss. So it's because the prices always go up but never down. Oof, ain't that the truth? Well, very rarely, at least anyway. And check out Texas Bushman scare pranks. You know what? Pranks these days are bollocks, aren't they? Like, I've seen some of these prank videos and it's just nonsense. They're not really pranks. They're just people being stupid. Like I saw this one the other day when some guy was like touching a girl, like he was going up an escalator and he's like touching some girl's hand. And then the girl's boyfriend just grabbed him over the escalator and just like, wait, you know, and he's like, oh, it's a prank, bro. It's like, bro, you touching people you don't know and then call it, no, that's not a prank. No, that is actually harassment, bro. That is actually harassment. You can't be out here just like touching people you don't know and then say, oh, because you got a camera on, it's a prank. No, pranks these days are just dumb. They're just people being stupid, people harassing people. It used to be like pranks. I mean, pranks have always been stupid, you know, back in the heyday of pranks where people just but at least then they were fake. Like back in there, people used to fake their pranks. Nowadays, people go out and just do stupid stuff and call it a prank. It's like, no, you're being stupid. You're being stupid and you're filming yourself being stupid. That's all that is. Or you're harassing people in the streets. It's not a prank. It's actually just harassment. Like it's not cool. It's not funny. It's not clever. Yeah. Oh, it's Terrified for, oh, nice. Terrified 3 and 4 more times. Oof. Is that, oh, that's not, is that out on, I think it's coming to streaming soon, isn't it? Let me, Terrifier 3. Oh, it's on home premiere. Okay. It's on home premiere on Amazon. So if I'm going to buy it, it's like, oh, $9.99 actually. That's not too bad. Because the home premiere movies on Amazon are usually really expensive. In fact, it looks like they've cut the price down recently. Or I don't know about recently, but they've cut the price down because it was 20 quid to buy. Now it's only $9.99. That's very reasonable. I can do $9.99 for Terrifier 3. I could do $9.99. So yeah, I might just do that actually. I might just do that. Oof, that's a good price. That's a good price. There's that scene in Terrifier 3. Well, there was a scene in Terrifier 1 that was living rent-free in my head. Now there's a scene in Terrifier 3 that lives rent-free in my head. Pay 20 quid. Oof. Well, I hope you got 20 quid's worth of watching out of it. Well, it's Terrifier 3. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Do eggs cook themselves for that money? So how many eggs are you getting for $10 then? Oh wait, no, that's a quick. I missed something. Yeah. So how many eggs are you getting for $10? I feel like that's the question. That's the question. That's what I want to know. How many eggs are you getting for $10? Because $10 is either very reasonable, depending on if you're getting a good amount of eggs for $10, or it's ridiculous if you're not getting that many eggs for $10. So how many eggs does $10 buy you? Even the prices of cereal sometimes is damn near comical. Yeah, you can make your own cereal actually. It's actually not that hard to make things like what's it called, oatmeal, no, that's not it. Granolas. Yeah, it's not hard to make granola. I mean, I don't know how to. I just know it's not hard to do. Don't ask me on the specifics. I just know it's not particularly hard to do. Saw a video one time. I was like, all right, cool. I can do that. Just for one carton. Okay, but how many eggs are in that carton though? Because like over here you could buy a carton of 6 eggs. You could buy a carton of 12 eggs. You could buy a carton of 24 eggs. They usually come in like multiples of 6 over here. I don't know why that is, by the way. I don't know what it is, but they usually come in multiples of 6. So you could buy 6 eggs, you could buy 12 eggs, you could buy 24 eggs, or you could buy 48 eggs. So what? But yeah, we got different sizes. So how many eggs are in one carton? Pranks are either stupid. Yeah, exactly. Back in the day, they would do these fake pranks that were pretty dumb. But it's like, okay, the saving grace was that it was fake. They weren't actually doing it. Even though it's still stupid, let's be clear on that. It was still stupid, but at least, they weren't actually, harming anybody. But it seems these days people have kind of gone past that and just started being stupid for real. Like, they're actually just really going out there and being stupid. At least those ones I've seen anyway. I was like, this is dumb. It's not a prank, it's just harassment. Yeah, Bushman scare pranks ain't nothing like that. All right. I want to look it up, but if it is just actually, if he's hiding in a bush and just scaring people as they walk by, I don't think that's cool either. Because, oh, wait. Okay. I've seen some. I know this guy. Yeah. I've seen this. Yeah, this is it. I've seen some of these. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, think about that kind of stuff. It could range from mildly amusing to, depending on the circumstance, you could actually give somebody a heart attack. Or you could, or especially when it comes to children, like you could actually just traumatize somebody doing things like that. So yeah, I'm not too fond of these sorts of things either. I ain't too fond of these sorts of things either. Like, I mean, stuff like that might be okay if it was like in a very closed setting, like maybe in an office at somebody's work where, I don't know, people were, I don't want to say expecting it, but maybe more ready for that sort of thing. But even then, it's like, yeah, you could actually just traumatize people, or you could, you don't know who's just had like a heart check, you know what I mean? It's nah. Imagine owning a new shop, make the price at products low, and each day increase the price, sell everything with a 0.01%. Make that money little bit by little bit. A spider scare prank in college classroom. Oh, is that? Jeez. The thing that's probably that could be even worse actually, because people legit have arachnophobia. Some people legit have an arachnophobia. In the future, you will want to make again, plus in touch your brands. How was the experience of making something that maybe made for the first time? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I might make it again. I mean, never say never. I don't necessarily have any plans to do it soon, but yeah, something I could try again at some point. I made Elliot watch it. He struggled. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. It's this thing about this, the Terrify films. They're great, but they're difficult to recommend. I think it takes a certain type of person to enjoy these types of movies. I'm just glad there's enough of those types of people in the world for them to keep making them. But yeah, it's it's definitely an acquired taste, right? That's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody enjoys watching a clown shove a chainsaw. You know what? Let me not even say it. Some of you might not have seen it, so let me not even say it. But if you know, you know. She didn't grab this stuff and dipped out the classroom. For a carton of 12 eggs. Okay, 12 eggs is $10. All right. So, yeah, I think 12 eggs over here is... Yeah, I'm sure it's about £2.50 or something like that. So, yeah, $10 is really expensive. $10 is really expensive. Because I think over here, 12 eggs, a 12 egg carton would be like £2.50, maybe £3, something like that. You know the difference between handshake and earthshake? Handshake is both persons shaking their hand, but shake my hand with the earth. When I shake my hand, the earth shakes back. Yeah. I just feel like pranks that involve scaring members of the public, to me, I just don't think they're cool. I don't think they're cool. You know, like, I mean, I guess there's ways you can do it and it's not so bad. Like the ones where they go to like Madame Tussauds and they take a picture with, you know, they're taking a picture with the Arnold Schwarzenegger statue, but it's really Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, stuff like that. I think those ones aren't so bad. But if you just like scaring random members of the public like that, nah, that's not cool to me. That's not cool. Like, I get sometimes it could be, like I say, sometimes you could watch it and depending on the circumstance, maybe it could be a little bit amusing, but a lot of it is just like, you know, you actually could be risking giving somebody, you're putting people at risk of like heart attacks, if depending on if that somebody has a pacemaker, you don't know that. You know what I mean? You don't know, like, oh yeah, or if it's children, you know, you could be seriously traumatizing the child doing stuff like that. You know, so it's all fun and games until that kid that grows up with serious trust issues or something. So I just feel like some of these things, it's like, if you're going to do it, then like, yeah, it's going to be very, very curated into how you do it. And those mannequin pranks, yeah. But yeah, it's all fun and games until somebody has a heart attack and dies. You know? That one kid who did pranks, stole someone's dog. Okay, scared an old lady and broke into someone's house. He got in trouble, went to court, then said it's because he's black. No, you're just an immature idiot. No, for real? He stole a dog. Bruh. Just smack that guy. How you gonna steal a dog, scare an old lady, break into someone's house and be like, oh, it's a prank? No, you took something from somebody. That's not a joke. That isn't a joke. There's this other guy I heard of, actually. Apparently he would do like these live streams where he'd film himself in like Korea or somewhere. He'll go to like different countries around the world and he'll film himself just saying the most offensive things to people of that country. And of course, you know, people won't like it, and some people like pick fights with him and stuff like that. And he'd be like, oh, it's a prank, it's a prank. You end up getting arrested, I think, at one time. I don't know the full story, but got into a lot of trouble. But yeah, that stuff's just dumb. That's dumb. Like, you go to another country and then you just say offensive things on the street and be like, oh, it's a prank. It's not a prank. Like, I don't think people understand what prank means. Like, if you're actually insulting people, you can't just say it's a joke afterwards and everything's okay. Like, it doesn't work that way. That's not funny. You just insulted people. Or how about when somebody punches him in the face and be like, yeah, this is a joke too. I find this very funny. So we should. Exactly. It's not, yeah, it's just so not funny, like these things that people are doing. It's just stupid, immature, ridiculous, dangerous in some cases. Right? Nah. I can't abide by that. I can't abide by that. But yeah, I don't know, man. The world's just, well, let me not say the world. Let me not say the world, because there's a lot of good things in the world and there's a lot of cool things happening in the world. But it's just unfortunately the stupid stuff gets pushed to the front. Like some of these videos, look, 11 million views. Was it 128,000 in the last 5 days? There's definitely a big market for it, you know, like you can't deny it. There's a big market for these types of videos, and that's the incentive for people to keep making these types of videos. And the unfortunate truth is that the more you do it, the more stupider it gets, you know. But yeah. There's a lot of these videos, they all got a lot of views in a relatively short amount of time. Nah, I'm not going to try and contribute to that. So we joke around and say stuff to each other. We don't hurt feelings. Well, actually, my feelings. No, but for we cool. But yeah, I mean, like, I felt when you know people though, like, or let's say there's you have a relationship with somebody in a sense that you know that they're cool with certain things, they know that you're cool with certain things, and you could kind of like joke around like that, right? And you can kind of say stuff to each other where other people might not get it, or it might sound rude to other people, right? You know, but when you know each other like that, it's kind of cool. Like you can kind of say stuff, you know, how you might joke with like your close friends or just people that you know on that kind of level. You might say things and it's all cool, or you might even be able to do certain things that's all cool, like maybe little play fights and that kind of stuff. Like I remember back in the day, we used to play fight in the in the kitchen, in the when I was at one job I used to play fight in the kitchen. But yeah, you could do that, and it's kind of cool because you're both, you know, on that, right? But it's not you can just walk up to somebody in the streets and start cussing them out and say, oh, but it's a joke, this is how I talk to my friends. Like, you don't know that person to talk to them like that, you know what I mean? Like with your friends, you can be like, oh, you idiot, you're this, or you know what I mean? You could be like, oh, what you know what I mean? You could say all kinds of madness to your friends and they know it, and it's cool because you have that connection, right? You can't just walk out in the streets to some random person and be like, or you, whatever, and expect them to just be okay with it. It's like, nah. Remember one place used to work, another place used to work, where this guy, he'd be shouting at me like for no reason. Like he wasn't my boss or anything like that. It was just literally just another dude. But he'd be shouting at me, cussing me out, swearing at me. And it's like, I would say to him, look, don't talk to me like this. Like I'm not trying to hear this kind of speak from you. You know what I mean? Don't talk to me like this. And this guy come out with, oh, this is how I talk with my friends. I was like, bro, I am not your friend. I'm not your friend. Like, I don't know. Like, literally, he just like started. Both of us just started in that place. Been there like a day or two or something like that. And he's just shouting and he's like, listen, talk to your friends that way. I am not your friend. I am not your friend. You either talk with respect or don't talk to me at all. Because then, but the thing is, with my actual friends, the things we say to each other, like you wouldn't believe. With my actual friends, boy, we say some madness to each other, but it's cool because we have that connection. You don't know if you don't have that connection, but you can't just come up to somebody and be like, oh, you're this and you're that and expect them to be okay. Nah. Listen, you're lucky this is at work. Otherwise, we might have to be throwing hands. You know what I mean? I'm not a violent person. Usually. I was suggesting, do you want to react to D-Low 30 bases? D-Low 30 bases? Oh, is that like a beatboxer dude? What's the time actually? All right, let's do one beatboxer reaction real quick. As long as it's not a long one though. You gotta feel people out first, right? You know what I mean? Like if you're not sure about certain things, you can maybe like start off really, really small, really, really tiny. But even if you're starting off like small, you can't start off small and then the next thing you say is something big. You know what I'm saying? You can't start off something small and then be like, and go to something up here. Like, you know, you got to kind of graduate. And also you see, I like to say, feel it out, see how they respond as well. And that kind of thing. Okay, you said this, they said that, say, you know, you said this, you know, you kind of feel it out. And even then it's like maybe over a period of time. It's not going to be like, today it happens. I mean, unlikely anyways. That's very unlikely. Not impossible, but I think it's unlikely you're gonna meet somebody and then on that same day you're both at that level where you just cuss each other and it's all fun. Like in the first kind of little bit, it's like you say, just see how it goes, And when if it's not working, all right, cool, leave it alone. D-Lo, is that D-Lo Brown? If y'all ain't roasting one another, y'all ain't homies. No, I wouldn't say that's true. I mean, I think you can be friends with people that you don't roast. It just depends on what type of connection you have. Because you have different friends in different ways, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like just because, like you could have friends that you cool cuss each other out with, and you could have friends that maybe you just don't cuss each other out. Don't mean you're not friends. You just don't have that particular connection. You know, like I just think you could be homies, you could be boys, but you could or whatever. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do that. It just depends on. I think it just depends on specifics. You know what I'm saying? Like it depends on specifics. Like I will say this though. I think your real close friends though, like the people that you're closest with, you can probably, those are guys you could probably cuss and they can cuss you and it's all cool. Like if you, like you say, roast each other. But then actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. I think I'm just gonna agree with you actually, because here's what I would say though. Like I think if you're like your real close friends, you can kind of have that relationship with, like you can have that kind of roasting relationship with, and it's all cool. Because I think with your close friends, they also know when it's time to be serious as well. You know what I'm saying? Like your real close friends, you can joke around a lot, but when it's time to be serious, you can also be serious with them. And I think that's the maybe like the difference. Like there's some people like you just cannot joke with them at all. And they don't mean they're not your friends. Right, it just means you just don't have that relationship. But people that you're real close with, yeah, no, I think I agree with that. Yeah, you're real homies, like the real ride or dies. Yeah, these are roasting each other, but when it's time to be serious, it's time to get serious. Oh wait, this is a guy. 30 bases, D-Lo. Oh, these videos though. I won't watch this whole video though, it's like 6 minutes.
Yo, what's going?
One sec, let me catch up with the chat a little bit. I wouldn't let anyone talk to me like you do. We have that banter. If someone else said it without knowing me, it's an issue. Exactly. Like, yo, what? It doesn't. Nah, man, don't know you like that. Just. Guys, come guys like you and I are the main ones not to try. A nice man can be a deadly man. Well, that's true. That's true. That's very true, actually. Like, people who are a bit more reserved, you know what I mean? Not to say that everyone who's reserved is like that, for sure, of course. There's plenty of people who are just who are reserved and, you know, they're not. But people who are a bit more reserved, like, because some people are loud, right? They're very loud and they're very kind of like boastful and things like that. I ain't worried about those guys. I ain't worried about those guys. I'm not even trying to say that, oh, I'm a tough fighter, or I know I'm not. But guys who are like boastful and like, oh, but doing all that big, I'm not worried about those guys. I'm not worried about those guys, because like, those guys are the first to run away when something goes down. Those guys are first to run away when something goes down. They act tough because they know that they're not. You know what I mean? They act big because they know that they're not. So anything that happens, they just want you to think that, you know, oh, they're this and they're that and they're this big man on campus. But that's why they do that. They want you to think that. What they don't know is I already know those tricks. Like, this ain't nothing new to me. This ain't nothing new to me. So I'm not worried about them big loud talkers. But yeah, those quiet guys, don't pick a fight with them. Don't pick a fight with them. And well, as for me, roasting is part of Black American culture, so it's a given in my case. No, that's fair. Fair. That's the key. Trying to balance things, indeed. Another good prank hat, but at the same time, kind of messed up. That celebrity deaths. Oh yeah. Nah, I remember those ones. Well, they're probably still going, but yeah, I remember seeing some of those ones. Need some of their reactions are gold though. By the way, D-Lo is UK guy, not USA. Okay, cool. But yeah, and I saw one of those ones with Angela Bassett, where her son told her that Michael B. Jordan passed away, and that's not funny, man. That's not funny at all. That's so messed up.
I'm D-Lo, and this is 30 vocal bass sound effects.
That's good. That takes some skill, though. I don't know what he's doing with his voice, but that's mad. Man. 100% his voice. Eesh. That's madness, though. High octave vibration. Imagine this guy orgasming, though. Imagine this guy having an orgasm. Like, bruh, he must make the maddest sounds. This guy must make the maddest sounds when he's about to come. You know what I mean? He must be like... This guy must make the maddest sounds. Oh my word. That's what we need to hear. Listen. That's what we need to hear. What does this guy sound like when he's about to ejaculate? That's what we need to, that's what we need to hear. It's probably like this, actually. Pew, 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 pew. He's probably doing that right now. That's after he's calmed down now. Take a breather now. In with chest space. Oof. Alright, let me stop there. Actually, one more. That's pretty cool, actually. These are all pretty cool. These are all really cool. Alright, cool. There we go. It just sounds like he fought at this point. It's farting with musical farting. 808 kick bass. Alright, this is one last one. So that's gonna be alright. Alright, let's stop there. Let's stop there. That's cool though. That's cool. That's a mad talent. That is a crazy talent though, for real. But yeah, like I guess that takes a lot of practice, training, and all that kind of stuff. But that is a crazy talent. I'm sure his girl appreciates it. Yeah, one funny clip was an American mother or auntie came rushing in the living room, shouting, asking, which Beyonce? That was funny, though, no cap. I mean, it's I think that's it's because we say Beyonce. Of course, we're thinking of Beyonce Knowles. I mean, she might know, I don't know, like 3 or 4 Beyoncés that are close to her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, can't laugh at somebody's distress. That's not cool. Because she could be thinking about maybe one of her friends is called Beyonce. Maybe she has a sister called Beyonce. You know what I mean? She could know people in her life that are close with her who's named Beyonce. And you're like, which? So if you say Beyonce, something happened, you know what I mean? She could be thinking like, which? Yeah, literally like, which one? Like, who are we talking about? That's somebody in a distressed moment. That's not funny. And to Slappy Squirrel, who's on stage, is comical. One of my favorite cartoons growing up. My little nephew. So imagine you have to perfection all that and much more. And you need to do many sounds at the same time. Also make them work so it can be melodical, just to perform well on stage. And also the sounds need to be very clean because the judges count that too. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that I ain't know nothing about, but all I can say is that nah, these guys are mad talented. Excuse me. What's this called? Slappy Squirrel of Slappy Squirrel got a nut in my face or something. Who's on stage? Is this one of these things like who's on stage, what's on now or something? Is that what it is? Like one of these like word things? Because if that's what it is, I know the joke, but it's not from Slappy Squirrel. It's from... Oof. Can you smell me? Can you hear me? Can't remember right now, but it's an old joke.
Unfortunately, yes. Skippy, what's the name of that group playing on stage?
Who?
The name of the group.
Who?
The group on stage.
Yeah,
Who?
this is the joke.
The group playing on stage.
Who?
You're starting to sound like an owl, Skippy.
Who is on stage?
That's what I'm asking you. Who is on stage?
Who's on stage?
That's
Yeah,
what I
like
said.
I know.
You said
who's
who?
on stage?
I sure did.
So tell me the name.
Who?
The name of the group.
Who?
The group on stage.
Yeah, I get it.
Who?
The name of the band on stage.
It's an old joke.
Who?
It's an
You're
old
doing
joke.
that owl
It's
thing
from
again, Skippy.
I am not Aunt Slappy.
It's a
I'm
very,
telling you
it's an
who's
old
on
comedy
stage.
duo.
So tell me.
Who?
The name of the group.
Who?
The group on stage.
Who?
It's an old
That's what
comedy
I'm
duo.
asking you.
I'm blanking on the name right now.
Answer.
Wait, Skippy. Let's start over.
All right, watch
Is
this.
there
Watch
a band
this.
on stage?
Yes.
I'm about to
Does
school
that
you
band
right
have
now.
a name?
Yes.
Do you know the name of that band?
I'm about to school you now. Abbott, yeah, here we go. Costello and Abbott. Abbott and Costello. Abbott and Costello. But this is the original, as far as I'm aware. It's from Russia. It's not Rush Hour. Not even Rush Hour did it first. But not even Rush Hour did it first. This, as far as I know, is the actual original of that joke.
What are you doing? I love baseball.
It's from 1945.
When we get to St. Louis, will you tell me the guys' names on the team so when I go to see them in that St. Louis ballpark, I'll be able to know those fellas? Well, now, is it all right, folks? All right. Excuse me, I want to find out the fellas' names. As long as it's okay with the audience. I'm crazy about baseball. Will you stand still? Pick up your hat. Go pick up your hat. Okay. Now, look. Then you'll go and peddle your popcorn and don't interrupt the act anymore? Yes, sir. All right. But you know, strange may seem, they give ball players nowadays very peculiar names. Funny names? Nicknames, pet names. Not as funny as my name, Sebastian Dinwiddie. Oh, yes.
Funnier than that?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Now, on the St. Louis team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You know the fellas' names?
Yes.
Well, then who's playing first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The fellow playing first base for St. Louis.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
Well, what are you asking me for?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
Have you got a first baseman on first?
Certainly.
Then who's playing first?
Absolutely.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. And why not? The man's entitled to it.
Who is?
Yes.
So who gets it?
Why shouldn't he? Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. After all, the man earns it.
Who does?
Absolutely.
Yeah, see, but yeah, so it's an old joke. I mean, it's funny. I ain't saying that, but it's an old joke that goes back to 1945. Abbott and Costello. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. Who's on third? And it's been parodied so many times. Like you said, Rush Hour did it. These guys did it. So many places have done it, but these guys, at least as far as I'm aware, were the originals to do it. But yeah, Who's on First by Abbott and Costello, classic joke. But here's a little, there's a little comedy history for you guys. Who's on First? Abbott and Costello. Now you know. Now you know. He is me and I am you. Oh yeah, that's a Rush Hour version. All right, guys, it is about that time. I need to start winding down. Got to take my car to the shop tomorrow to get it serviced, and hopefully be able to catch some time to catch some worms tomorrow as well. So in fact, I may even see if I can record myself catching some worms. See if that stick trick works, because that looks really cool. So I just might see if I can do that. But for now, one must depart and get some rest. It is getting late. It is approaching my bedtime, so one must start getting ready to lay my head down and close my eyes for hopefully around 6 to 7 hours. But one can only hope. I might get 6 to 7 hours sleep. I might not. That waits to be seen. But for now, just search that on your YouTube. Mind Your Language. What is your name? Mind Your Language. What is your name? Okay. Let me do that real quick before we go. Mind Your Language. What is your name? What is this? What is this? What is this? Oh wait, is this from like a TV show? Okay, cool. Okay, I'll watch that in a bit then. But guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. But until whenever, look out for more videos. I'm trying to post a video every day for a year. That's my 2025 goal. Post one video every day for a whole year. I've not missed a day yet. I got 5 more videos scheduled to come out. Hopefully I can at least make it through the month before I give up. But currently the plan is to post 1 video a day for a year. So yeah, look out for a new video tomorrow. But yeah, till then, till whenever. Peace.